Hello friends, welcome back to another studio vlog. If this is your first time here, my name's Heather. I'm the owner of Charming Chapters, which is a small bookish business located in North Dakota. And this week is going to be a busy one. It is launch week for our Halloween collection, and that is a mixture of fall and Halloween reading accessories. We've got book sleeves, we have Kindle charms, acrylic bookmarks, regular bookmarks, stationery, stickers, tumblers, coffee mugs. Oh, and we have two new items that are coming to the shop. We have car air fresheners and car coasters. So those are going to be something fun and new this time. But yeah, it's going to be a really busy week. We have all kinds of things to do. Today we are going to be working on book sleeves for some new designs that we haven't had in the shop before. In case you didn't watch last week's vlog, last week we sewed up 12 returning prints, and then today we're going to sew up 8 new ones. And then we also had to order for a book sleeve coming over the weekend, so we're going to sew that up as well. But we have all kinds of other things on the to-do list too. We need to count inventory, make sure we have everything that we're supposed to. We need to take photos of all the new items. We need to get everything listed on Etsy and the website, send out an email newsletter. We need to get social media posts ready. We've got all kinds of stuff to do this week. But just a little bit of background on the Halloween collection, just in case you haven't watched one of the past vlogs. So that collection will have gone live on Friday, August 22nd. The pre-orders for a lot of the items are going to be open for 1 week only. So the day that this vlog goes live is going to be the last day for pre-orders. For the items that will be available by pre-order only, those are going to be the book sleeves, the tumblers, coffee mugs, stationery, the car coasters, and the car air fresheners. I think that is everything. If I missed something, I'll put a little caption down below here. But other than that, the other items are going to be in stock. So like the acrylic bookmarks, regular bookmarks, Kindle charms, stickers, those are going to be all in stock and ready to ship on those. However, if you do order a pre-order item, those are going to ship with anything else that you ordered. So if you ordered something in stock, everything's going to ship together. We are also, I forgot to mention, we are also having a haunted library box. I am so excited for this, but this year it's going to have a gothic haunted mansion kind of theme to it. So I'm going to give you a little bit of details about what's in the box. If you don't want any spoilers, just scroll ahead just a little bit here. I am obsessed with everything in this box. These are some of my most favorite designs that I have ever done, and I can't wait to share everything with you. I have shown one item in, I believe it was last week's studio vlog, so I'll share that again here. It's the only item I'm physically going to show you in the video. That is going to be the book sleeve. How cute is that? So our little ghosties are making a comeback this year, and this time they are in the haunted library in the Gothic Mansion. So in the box, there's only going to be the size medium sleeve available. With the boxes, they only fit a certain size, so we aren't going to have the small, the large, or the extra large. It's just going to be the medium book sleeve in there. For the other items, we've got a whole bunch of things. So I've got it pulled up on my computer here just to make sure I don't forget anything. So there's going to be a sticky note and notepad set. There's going to be a glow-in-the-dark sticker, a holographic sticker, 2 different bookmarks, and then we also have 3 small businesses that are going to be participating in the box. So a local business here in the Minot area, they are called R2 Creations. They are going to be creating a sun catcher for the box. It is so beautiful. If you want to see what the sun catcher itself looks like, go check out our social media pages. I'm going to be putting spoilers in there. But it is so cool. It looks really similar to the stained glass window in the book sleeve design. But it's going to be a sun catcher that you can use all year round, and I am super excited for that. Also, we have the book nerd Fox. She is also making wax melts for us. She has made candles and wax melts for us in the past for several of our boxes, so of course we had to have her do something again. So she's going to be creating some wax melts, and then we also are going to have an exclusive discount code from Turning Pages Book Box. They are also located in North Dakota here, so she's going to include a discount code where you can get a percentage off your first box with her. So we've got 3 small businesses. I'll put all their information down below just in case you want to check them out too. But that is going to be what is all included in the box. So boxes, how much are they? When they're going to ship? Things like that. They are going to be $65 plus shipping. And you can also use a discount code if you want. For discount codes, you can get one by signing up for our newsletter. They're also listed on our Instagram page with several of our reps. So $65 plus shipping. And then when are they going to ship? Those are going to ship towards the end of September. That way you guys have lots of time to enjoy them in October with the spooky season. But they're also going to be items you can still use all year round too, especially if you're into like the cutesy goth kind of theme. I tried to, make things that you guys can use all year. So we've got those, and pre-orders. Those are going to close also the day that this vlog goes live. So make sure you pre-order box if you are wanting one, because I won't be restocking any extras once the pre-orders close. So that is a scoop on what we've got going on this week. Right now, we are going to get to sewing all of those new book sleeves, and then we'll see how much time we have left for the day and see what else we can cross off the to-do list.
You like my lint roller? You don't like my lint roller? You don't like it?
Just finished the sleeves for the day, so we've got all the new ones sewn up plus the one that we have for an order. We're gonna pack that up first thing tomorrow morning and get it over to the post office before they close. I'll give you a little peek at the book sleeves that we just sewn, plus the last 2 stickers just arrived, so let me give you a peek at those as well. So here are the 2 stickers we were waiting on. This is the one that matches the new bookshelf design for the book sleeves, which I'll show you here in just a minute, and then this one is a glow-in-the-dark one that I was waiting on. There is one other glow-in-the-dark sticker in the shop, and it's a Halloween one too. It's a little ghosty. That will be restocking as well. But these were the 2 that we were waiting on. And then here are the book sleeves. So we've got our football. And then this is the new bookshelf one that I was just mentioning. So we've got the sticker to match that. And then I thought this one would be really cute for teachers, like a back to school gift or even for a holiday gift. Probably should show you the inside color linings of these too, huh? So the football one just has a matching hot pink. And then this one has a hot pink as well as the teacher one. And then we've got our pumpkin spice, and that one's got a fun orange. And then here are the other ones. We got little ghosties reading. That has an orange. This one's a little bit smaller ghost pattern. That has a purple. And our little geese, I thought they were adorable. That has purple as well. And then we've got our puppies in costumes, which also has purple. So those are the new book sleeves for the Halloween collection. And then this was the other one that I had sewn up for an order, so we'll pack that one up tomorrow. But those, like I said, those are the new ones. These we need to take photos of, so we'll probably work on that this evening. We'll probably work on taking photos this evening of most of the items. We'll see how much time we have. I do need to do a few things before we do that. Like I need to go water the garden, the flowers, let Luna run outside, and make some supper and some laundry and all that kind of fun stuff. So I will see you guys back here after a little while once I get everything done, and then we will take some photos. Hello friends, we are back in the studio, ready to take some pictures. We're gonna be using our new lighting kit for the first time tonight, which is really exciting. These ones are a lot smaller than my old ones. The new ones here are LEDs, which is really nice, and they don't have any cords, so they're battery powered and they're rechargeable. So fingers crossed they're gonna last the whole photo session here. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, we're gonna take some photos tonight. It is about 12:30 6:30 on Tuesday. This morning I've been working on taking photos of all the products. We still have a bunch of photos to take, so that's what we're going to be working on today. And I have some exciting news. If you are a Rebecca Yarros fan, you probably saw on her social media pages that there is going to be a special meet and greet at the Colorado Avalanche game on November 13th. And there was regular tickets, VIP tickets, and I'm so excited to say that my husband and I scored VIP tickets, so we will get to go to a meet and greet with her. And we are huge hockey fans. We're actually Minnesota Wild fans, but we are super excited to also be going to a hockey game. And it's perfect timing because it is our 10-year anniversary on September 19th, and we really hadn't planned anything just because it's right in the middle of harvest for my husband, and usually I don't get to see him much during the fall because he's busy harvesting. So we are so excited to say that we are going to see Rebecca Yarros and of course go to a hockey game. It's going to be really fun. I'm thinking I might, I'll have to do a little research, but I'm thinking I might take one of my library card sleeves to have her sign. That's if I can take it in. Like I said, I have to do a little research to see if I can even take outside stuff like that in. But that would be so cool. That would be my first ever author signing or any kind of event like that. So we are super excited. So my husband and I have listened to the audiobooks. I've listened to them a couple times now. He has finished book 1. We are currently listening to book 2 together. So he's got lots of time to catch up on the series, but yeah, it's gonna be really fun. But anyways, we are going to just be taking a lot of photos this afternoon, so we've got a lot to do. Alright friends, that's going to be it for tonight. I'm going to work on editing the photos tonight and start on editing last week's studio vlog. So we'll catch you guys again tomorrow. It'll be a little bit later start in the morning. I need to run to town and do a few errands, and then we are going to be counting all of the new products, getting everything ready for Friday. Hello friends, happy Wednesday. We are back in the studio. Today we are going to be counting stickers, making some bookmarks, different things like that. It's supposed to be a hot one here today. They're talking like in the 90s, so we'll see how warm it gets in the studio here, how long we'll be back here working. The air conditioner unit that we have, it goes in a window and it's out in the living room, so might be out there doing some computer work today if it gets too warm. Oh. Luna wants to play. Look at her puppy. We found this at Christmas time. Doesn't it kind of look like her? The spot around the eye. Come here. She just wants to play. This morning I ran some errands, took a couple orders over to the post office. I didn't film packing those yesterday just because I had so much all over the studio trying to take pictures and stuff. So those I just dropped off this morning. It looks like we do have a couple book sleeves, but we'll sew those up tomorrow. Today I want to get through the bookmarks and the stickers. That way I can work on getting those listings ready on Etsy and the website tonight. And in order to do that, I need to know how many we have of each item. So that's going to be today's project. And what else do we have to do? I think that's it for now. Yeah, we're gonna make up acrylic bookmarks. We need to go through the new charms, count those, and the ones that we're restocking. We also need to count the stickers and the ones that we're restocking. But yeah, let's get started on all of those projects before it gets too warm in the studio. Alright, now that we've got the stickers counted, we are going to move on to the acrylic bookmarks. For today, we're just going to peel the protective coating off so all of the charms and bookmarks, since they are acrylic, they can get scratched and damaged during shipping. So they all have this thin film on them just to protect the front. So we're going to peel all of those off, and then we're just going to count them, make sure everything looks good, make sure there aren't any flaws. And then maybe tomorrow or Friday, we'll come back and put tassels on all of them and then put them on backing cards as well. Today, I just want to get a count on them, just since it's so warm in the office right now. So let's get all of the films pulled off and get them all counted. acrylic bookmarks are done for now. Like I said, we'll come back later and add the tassels and put them in the cute packaging and all that. Right now, we are going to move on to the regular style bookmarks. We need to cut them down. I like to order them on a sheet of 2. It just saves on paper, helps keep the cost low for you guys too. So we need to split those by cutting them in half, and then we also need to round the corners on a bunch of them. We also just got in a shipment of fabric for our book sleeves that need to be restocked. I know a few of you have been asking when some of the library cards are going to be restocked, and 2 of the dragon prints. It'll be the black with the pink floral, as well as the new dragon print that's gray that has the black and gold dragons. All of that fabric just arrived. It's currently in the wash. I actually need to throw it in the dryer here. If we have time this week, we're gonna get some of that cut too and added to the website, just in case anybody wants to order those. We'll just have to see how much time we have before the launch, but if we don't get to it this week, we'll definitely get to those next week. But for now, we are going to conquer the bookmarks that we need to get done. Alright friends, that's going to be it for filming today. Luna and I are off to the living room to hang out in front of the air conditioning. I'm just going to work on getting things added to the website and Etsy for the rest of the day. So we'll catch you again tomorrow when we're back in the studio working on those book sleeves. Good morning, friends. Happy Thursday. I apologize. I'm a little sleepy today. It has been such a busy week for us here. In case you haven't watched one of our studio vlogs before, we recently moved out to a farmhouse. My husband accepted a full-time farmhand position. He had been working for these guys just part-time for the last couple of years, but a couple months ago we moved out here so he could be a full-time farmhand, and it has been such a busy week for us. They started harvest last week, and so they're working super long hours. So then my husband's obviously not home, and I've been trying to keep up with stuff around the house, like the cooking, the cleaning, laundry, dishes, all that fun stuff. Plus entertain Luna. She's a puppy still. She's only 1.5 years old, and she's got lots of energy and needs lots of attention, and plus getting ready for our launch. So I'm a little bit tired today. I've got my energy drink here. It's a Celsius. I don't know if anybody's tried those before. I just started with those, just trying them the last couple days here off and on. I have to be careful with things that have caffeine in them. Sometimes they make my heart race. AFib runs in my family, so just trying something new. This one's got green tea for, the caffeine, so far it's been good. But anyways, if I'm a little sleepy today, it's just because we've got a lot going on. Plus my allergies are flaring up here too. It's about 9:30 right now. This morning we had a thunderstorm come through, so I was just working on editing the last of the photos that we had taken earlier this week. There was probably about 100 photos that I took. It was quite a bit to get through. There's a lot of new stuff. Plus there's a lot of mock-ups that I had to do for our sublimation items. For those, that would be the tumblers, the car air fresheners, and the car coasters. As I mentioned earlier, my mom makes those and she lives about 3 hours away, so I don't physically have those products here yet to take photos, so I've been having to do mock-ups just until they're here and I can actually take photos of the physical products, so which we should have those this weekend. We are actually going to head down there this weekend for my cousin's wedding, which is on Saturday, so if we have a time and it's not too crazy, I'll try and get a little bit of footage or some photos to share with you guys too. But should be a fun weekend, just a nice little break from everything after the last couple weeks with all our craziness going on here. But today we have a couple book sleeves to sew up this morning, and then we're going to work on getting more listings ready on Etsy and the website because tomorrow is launch day. And I also have not started editing last week's studio vlog for you guys, so I'm going to try and work on that a little bit tonight, but I'll mostly be working on that tomorrow morning. So tomorrow is going to be a little bit later start for filming just because I'll be doing a lot of computer stuff getting ready for that. Plus the launch goes live at noon tomorrow as well. So it's gonna be busy for me, not so much for you guys to see, just a lot of computer stuff the next couple days. But yeah, this morning we're gonna sew up those couple book sleeves. That way I can get them sent out. We'll just take them to the little post office down the road this afternoon when they open and get those shipped out. But yeah, let's get started on those book sleeves. I forgot to mention too, now that the sun just came out, there are a few photos that I noticed I'm missing once I was going through editing. So we're gonna work on taking those this afternoon too, once the lighting evens out a little bit. It's kind of weird lighting at the moment with the thunderstorm is just passing and then the sun's coming through. So with the pink walls in here, it gives everything a really warm glow when I try and take photos if the sun isn't just quite in the right spot. So we're gonna wait till this afternoon, but we'll have some photos to take too. So but yeah, I'm gonna put on the audiobook that we've been listening to. That is Throne of Glass. I have listened to the series before. One of my friends was just starting it and it got me in the mood to listen to it again. I've been wanting to listen to it just because it's been a little while, but it was a good motivation to start it again. So I'll put that on in the background and listen to that while we're working on everything. We've got both sleeves done, so we are gonna get those orders packed up and taken over to the post office. Don't mind Luna's little toy over here in the corner. She was wanting to play earlier. Currently, she is napping under the desk. But anyways, we're gonna get these orders packed up and run them over to the post office, and then we're gonna get to work on some of those listings for Etsy on the website. Back from the post office, we are going to take a couple pictures real quick while we've got nice lighting. I forgot to take pictures of the new fall and Halloween book sleeves in front of the bookshelf here, so we're going to do that. And then I also need to snap pictures of the two new stickers, which are the glow-in-the-dark cat and the new Skelly bookshelf. So we're going to take those pictures real quick. All right, we got our pictures done, so I am off to edit those and then continue working on the listings for Etsy and the website. Might be back in the studio a little bit later today. There are a couple other photos that Luna's got a bone on the floor here. Luna. Anyways, I might be back in the studio a little bit later today because there's a couple other photos. Luna. There's a couple other photos that I need to snap too, but I have to wait till it's a little bit darker because we need my Kindle, and with the light coming through the blinds, even when they're closed, I still get a reflection on the Kindle, so we'll have to wait till it's a little bit darker to take those photos. But we might see you a little bit later today if we do that real quick this evening. Otherwise, we'll catch you again tomorrow. I forgot to mention the other day, tassels showed up for those acrylic bookmarks with this little skeleton kitty sitting on the book stack, the ones that we were waiting on. They were not the right color. They were more of a maroon. So I did have to send those back. I do have purple ones that are supposed to be the right color on the way, but they won't be here till Monday. I had the option to have them come Saturday, but obviously we won't be here because of my cousin's wedding. So unfortunately, those won't be here till Monday. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of creative editing, and I did use one of the maroon tassels to take pictures of those acrylic bookmarks. So I'm gonna have to go in and edit those for the purple of the tassels that they're supposed to be. So I did forget to mention that the other day. It's, like I said, it's been kind of a crazy week, but yes, we're gonna have a little bit of fun editing to do too. Sorry, I've got a weird glare on my glasses. I'm currently downloading all of those photos that I was editing on my phone this morning. So I'll have all of those to use later on today when we go and work on the listings on Etsy and the website. Hello friends, long time no see. It is actually Sunday afternoon. I know, it's been a few days. It's just been crazy the last few days. So I think last time I talked to you guys, it was, gosh, when was it? Wednesday? Thursday? It was Thursday when we were in the studio. As you can tell, I'm just exhausted. So the rest of Thursday, I was working on getting all the listings ready on Etsy and the website for the sale. I ended up working till, was it 11:30 on listings, and I still didn't finish that night. So funny story, I was sitting out in the living room and we've got our couch, and then behind is where my husband has his desk and like his gaming stuff. And so I had the light on behind me just so I could see what was going on, you know, just a little easier on my eyes with the computer. And I had the windows open. It was just beautiful. And about 11:30, right before my husband got home, I got up to grab something out of the office here, and I turn around. I kid you not, there were hundreds of tiny bugs on the wall. They must have snuck in from like underneath our air freshener. We've got one of the window air conditioner units. They must have snuck in like around the edge and stuff because I had the light on and obviously it was dark out. So here I am at 11:30 at night with my vacuum sucking up all of these bugs, trying to get them out of the house. My husband was just shaking his head when he got home. He said, yeah, that's why you don't leave the windows open when there's no wind and it's dark outside. I said, yeah, I learned my lesson. So that was a long night. By the time I got all those sucked up and my husband, I had to make some food and stuff for him. It was a little after midnight by the time we got to bed that night. And then I got up early Friday morning just knowing that I had a lot to do just to get ready for the launch, which went live at noon. And I barely got everything done in time. It was like 11:30. For some reason, this launch took longer than normal to get ready. I didn't think it was going to be that much, but I guess there was a lot that I had to do like mock-up wise, because I had to do mock-ups. Luna's jumping on my leg here. Hang on, she wants to say hi. Here she is. Hi. Anyways, there was a lot to do mock-up wise, and like for the car coasters, was there 5 or 6 of those? I think there's 6 of those. And then had to do mock-ups for all of the car air fresheners. There was 5 of those. The tumbler I had to do mock-up. I had to edit the photo for the one acrylic bookmark where the tassels came in wrong. I think I mentioned earlier in the week I had ordered purple tassels for that skeleton kitty acrylic bookmark, and the tassels came in more maroon than they were supposed to be purple, so I had to do some mock-ups for those. Sorry, the sun just changed here and everything's really warm looking, so I had to edit those. So just like a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I really hadn't planned for, but that's okay. I got it all done about 11:30, just in time for the launch to go live. So I got that, and then, which, you know, wasn't my plan to work that long on stuff. So then after that, I had to work on last week's studio vlog. I didn't realize how much I had actually recorded last week. So I didn't get all of that done and posted on YouTube until 5:30. It was just a long day. There was so much content. I think it was almost an hour-long studio vlog. So about 20 minutes longer than normal. Normally vlogs are like 40, 45 minutes or so. And so I got that done about 5:30. Then I had to take Luna into town, which is about a half an hour drive. She stayed with my husband's parents last night. Well, or not last night, Friday night, because we had my cousin's wedding yesterday. So by the time I got home Friday night, got everything packed, laundry, dishes, all that fun stuff, it was like 10 o'clock before I crawled into bed. And then my husband got home late, so it was after midnight when we got to bed on Saturday or on Friday night. Then, like I said, yesterday we had my cousin's wedding, so we got up early and drove 3 hours down there. We also made a stop at Sam's Club on the way and stocked up on some food and stuff just with my husband. So busy with harvest, it's nice to have different things for him to take. So we did that and then had my cousin's wedding, and then we decided to drive back last night. So that was a 3-hour drive back. Actually 3.5 hour drive, because the wedding was about half an hour from my hometown. So 3.5 hour drive to pick up Luna, and then we had to turn around and come back to the farm, which is about 30 miles the direction we just drove. So it was a long night. I think we finally got to bed. It must have been about 1 o'clock last night. So just exhausted. My husband, he's hanging in there a lot better than I am, but I like my sleep. Luna Bug here, she's pretty tired too. She got to have a play date yesterday at Grandma and Grandpa's house and with her puppy cousins. So, but yeah, it's been kind of busy the last few days. This morning, Luna and I went out to the garden. I was hoping she wouldn't get too excited here. And we had a bunch of work to do that just because I kind of neglected the garden the last few days here. And we had a whole bunch of produce to pick. And by the time I got laundry and all that fun stuff done, it's now about 2 o'clock. So, but yeah, today we're probably not going to do a whole lot in the studio. Maybe just a couple things just because I'm completely exhausted. I know normally launch weeks are a lot more exciting than this. It's been such a weird launch just because I kind of procrastinated with designing everything just because I was having such a designer's block. So everything got ordered late, and then with ordering things late, you know, obviously it arrived right before launch. So it's just kind of a weird launch. Normally I'm a little bit more organized, but next week we are going to do a lot more. We've got fabric to cut, all kinds of fabric to cut. We have some acrylic charms that just showed up that we need to restock. We might work on those today just because they're a little bit easier. We need to put together those acrylic bookmarks that we were working on Thursday. We need to put the tassels on those and then put all of them in packaging. So lots of exciting things for next week. I see we have probably 6 or 7 book sleeves that we're going to sew up right away. We did have quite a few orders come in for the fall and Halloween launch. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm so glad that you guys are enjoying everything. We've got all kinds of things you guys have been ordering. The car air fresheners have been really popular, which I'm excited about. It's been something I've been wanting to bring into the shop, so I'm glad that you guys like them because that means I can make more designs. So we'll have more of those probably end of September, beginning of October. For the next collection, I want to do more cats and dog designs. You guys have been asking for more fur baby stuff for the last few months here, and so I definitely want to get some more stuff made up for you guys before the holidays, just because with cats and dogs, it's, you know, so many people have pets and that kind of stuff you can always give for gifts. So that is going to be probably the last collection of the year. I don't know that I'm going to do a whole lot for winter stuff because I'm going to do the Bookish Advent calendar again. We did it for the first time last year and you guys absolutely love that. That's been our best-selling box so far. So we're probably going to do that this year rather than do a whole collection of winter stuff. In the past, our winter stuff just hasn't been super popular. You know, it's not normally stuff that you give for gifts. Might do a few new acrylic ornaments. We've got some like Christmas ornaments, might do stuff like that, but probably not a whole lot of book sleeves or, you know, winter things like that. So, but yeah, now that I've been rambling for, looks like 8 minutes here, I'll probably work on these acrylic charms a little bit, and we'll see how much energy I have left. I'm honestly exhausted and still have to finish laundry and stuff. So, but yeah, let's work on the acrylic charms here for a little bit, and then we'll see what else we do from here. Before we work on the charms, I wanted to show you all of the fun things that I picked up this weekend for my mom. So we've got the 5 different air fresheners. You guys have been absolutely loving these. I think they turned out so cute. And they're all double-sided too. And then here are, oops, bumped the table. Here are the car coasters. I think they are adorable as well. You guys have been liking these too, but not quite as much as the air fresheners. And then here are the 2 tumblers. So this one we've had before. I actually made this one up last year. So we've got the fox, sunflower, and pumpkin. And then all the book titles on here are inspired by fall and autumn. And then here is our skeleton tumbler. I love how the colors on this one turned out. Love it. And this one has kind of spooky skeleton kind of book titles on it too. But yeah, that is all the stuff that I picked up this weekend from my mom. She's the one that sublimates all these for us. Maybe tomorrow, if not Tuesday, we're going to work on testing out the scents on these just so I can get them strong enough but not too overpowering. So that'll be another project for next week. But yeah, that is all of the new stuff. We're going to work on taking some photos and reels and stuff this week of these too. But for now, let's work on those charms. All right, so all those Kindle charms are added to Etsy and the website. So just in case anybody was waiting on those, they are now officially live. I think that's gonna be it for today. My battery is officially drained for the week. I just need to go and recharge. That way I'm at full strength for next week because we have a lot going on. So that's gonna be the end of this week's studio vlog. If this is your first studio vlog, I apologize. There's normally a lot more that happens during the week. This week was just kind of an off week, just having the launch and not really being prepared for it, which is really unlike me. I'm usually really organized. But if this is your first time here, I do hope you stick around and want to see more behind the scenes content. And if you do, please subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. But that's going to be it for now. We'll catch you guys again next week. We'll be in the studio getting ready for all of your orders that you guys place. We're going to cut a bunch of fabric, restock a bunch of things. So we'll catch you guys again next week. Bye for now. Hey guys, Future Heather here. When I was editing this studio vlog, I realized that I totally forgot to give you a reminder that the day that this vlog goes live is going to be the last day that you can pre-order items from our fall and Halloween collection. So that is the book sleeves, the tumblers, car coasters, car air fresheners, the stationery, and the haunted library boxes. So if you're wanting any of those items, make sure you pre-order by the end of today. I might have a few extras of things. We'll see. It just kind of depends on what I need to fill for minimums with some of my production partners. So if you for sure don't want to miss out on any of those items, make sure you pre-order by the end of the day. All right, guys, have a great weekend. Bye.